Oh, that's for that's for somebody else. Not, yeah, that's not for me. Okay, it is, and it's like one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in my life. Anyway, so what's going on in the news today? Well, Jimmy Fallon is going on in the news today. He is quoted having said that he is going to keep his monologues, same ones that Johnny Carson was doing, both sides. Basically, he's refusing to take a left stance or a right stance, which is pretty bold, actually, these days, and he's getting some hate for it. I always thought Jimmy Fallon is definitely vanilla, if there's any, what is it that Tim Pool uses, milk toast, fence sitter. That's definitely who he is, but ironically, these days, that's the bold stance to take, is to not take a stance. Everybody has you fighting for their side, and maybe it's nice to be able to make fun of both sides. That's just my opinion. But I'd like to take a look at one of his recent monologues, and let's see if it is a both sides kind of monologue, or at least fair criticism of Trump, or fair jokes, perhaps. These are talk show hosts. They're not really political pundits. He is quoted in saying that the Tonight Show has never been really political, and he got a lot of problems when he first hosted Trump on the show back in 2016. Honestly, it was a pretty good one. Yeah, he's not really interviewing him as with, hard-hitting news reporter questions, but let's be honest, he's not a hard-hitting news reporter. He's an entertainer who does comedy. He's just looking for whatever the joke is and how to make that work. He's quoted as saying, "So I really just keep my head down and make sure the jokes are funny." That's what he's doing, and he's right to do that. I think that is the way it goes, but people are giving him crap. People commenting, both sides, and it's not good comedy, it's weakness, it's neutral, it's meh, it's changed the channel, is what is quoted to one of the critics. He gives credit to his writers. Anyway, he's trying to stay out of stating a side politically, and that's great because, if you do that, you can actually track both sides of the argument. Republicans are more likely to watch somebody who's, takes a dig at them every now and then than Democrats are. You take a dig at a Democrat, and they will never watch your show again. At least maybe that's how it used to be. Maybe now, he does both sides. Like, oh, he made fun of the Republicans, and he made fun of me a little bit. Maybe it's okay. Maybe this will work for him. Or maybe the critics are right. Maybe he is going to lose his audience. But anyway, let's take a look at this. I have a monologue here. Let's just take a look and see what he has to say for one of his most recent monologues. I think this is from 11 days ago when Trump talks about deserving the Nobel Peace Prize. So let's take a look.
Welcome to the Tonight Show. This is it.
I do miss Jay Leno.
Well, guys, let's kick things off with some good news. President Trump announced that both Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of a peace deal.
I mean, that's pretty awesome. And that is what people should be doing. They are clapping in the background. Granted, it looked like he kind of had to struggle to get them to clap. And I don't know if you saw this, but dang. Check out Trump's lapel pins. I mean, yeah, there's the flag. Dude, he's got like an F... it looks like an F-22. That's an F-22. I want one.
Deal.
I don't even wear lapel pins. But I kind of want to now.
Things are crazy when Israel and Hamas are getting along better than Democrats and Republicans. It's like,
you can see that's definitely a dig at, what he's trying to say. He's like, why can't we all get along? He always looks a little nervous, though. You ever get that feeling, particularly when he does these monologues?
that deal.
And it didn't get much of a laugh. A few halfway ones.
Announced the deal. He was like, great news. We're one step closer to me winning the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, ending the war. And then, yes.
I mean, that's funny. And, Trump would totally say that. To an extent. And it's a good dig at Trump. It's an honest criticism. Criticism being loosely defined. Everyone thinks Trump is a narcissist, and he would do something for his own reward, not for the greater good. And don't get me wrong, I love Trump, but I don't. He comes across that way. Now, is he really? I don't know. I don't personally know Trump. But he does give that air of, I like it when I win. And I don't really care, why I'm doing this. I just want to win kind of deal.
The last time Trump felt this proud was when he correctly guessed which one was cake. And
that is hard to do. That is hard to do.
You guys see this? Trump found out the peace deal was almost done when Marco Rubio interrupted a White House meeting to give him an urgent message. Take a look at this.
Yeah. It echoes the way they informed George Bush of the 9/11 attacks.
Yeah. When Rubio pulled his face away, he had a brand new tan. Oh.
Yeah. Wasn't the funniest jokes.
With Trump, Rubio could have been whispering literally anything. It could be peace in the Middle East or the return of the McRib. We don't know.
Both could change the world. Both could change the world. Not really. Have you ever had the McRib? You think you want it because you only can get it sometimes out of the year, but you really don't. You really don't want it.
Well, guys, tomorrow the Nobel Peace Prize will be awarded, and Trump has made no secret about his desire to win.
Trump should have won that. I've said it before. And the lady who did win, the Venezuelan political figure, I forget her name, basically declared that Trump should have won this prize, and I accept it in honor of him, basically, and that no matter what the Democrats do, they can't really spend that. In fact, that's why they're not. You don't see it being talked about very much in the news.
In fact, the White House just put out a campaign video for him. Watch this.
Okay, let's see what you got.
President Trump deserves to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Is this real?
And here's why. He inspires other nations.
Your countries are going to hell.
Oh.
He's devoted to learning about every foreign country.
You know Argentina, great guy.
He supports those who are grieving.
Your father, Herman, is looking down. He's very proud of you right now. He's still alive. Oh, he is?
And he always stops tension escalating too far. Support President Trump for the Nobel Prize.
Not bad. Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. That was okay. It was all right. Those are fair jokes. I'm tired of them making it seem like he's evil. He's just the guy in charge. Making fun of the guy in charge is kind of what these comedians are going to do. It's just I wish they would do it when the Democrats in charge too. There's plenty to make fun of Biden for, and yeah, you guys didn't touch that. Because you knew you couldn't win if you did.
Some more news from Washington. It's now day 9 of the government shutdown, and lawmakers still haven't made any progress on a deal. You can tell that it's really starting to take a toll on members of Congress. In fact, I think the stress is starting to age them. I'll show you what I mean. For instance, here's Speaker of the House Mike Johnson before the shutdown. Yeah, and here he is today. If his hair gets grayer, I can see that. He should change his glasses, though. It's a weak joke. Yeah, and so, you see what I mean? Wow. Yeah,
but
Senator,
those are not jokes saying that these people are evil nut jobs. I'm tired. For the longest time, the Democratic Party and Democratic pundits and everybody has basically made out Republicans to be ignorant, dumb, racist, Nazis, homophobes, and it's gotten old and stale. In fact, that's why most Republicans don't bother when you call them that. They go, well, I know I'm not, so whatever you say doesn't really matter. In fact, it just shows that you don't know anything. Because Democrats have been saying that for the better part of 30 years, and has that been working for you guys? I mean, honestly, you guys keep calling us that, and I never see anyone really go, you know what? I'm going to change. You guys are right. No, you've used it so much, no one cares anymore. In fact, it hurts when you actually have people who are those things. They're never going to notice. They're never going to figure it out because it's so overused. You're never going to inflict any change.
Chuck Schumer before the shutdown, and here he is today.
Oh, gosh. These aren't really that funny.
Seems like it. It seems. I mean, let me give you another example. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene before the shutdown, and here she is today. I mean, it's just,
gosh.
I
is.
feel that it's agent. Here's
It's not that
Senator
funny.
Rick Scott.
Rick Scott, okay.
Before the shutdown, and here he is today. And I'm saying, everyone is aging.
It's the hair.
Let me give you another example, Higgins, if you're not understanding.
It's not really working. I don't know who wrote these, but they're not that funny.
Yes,
Before the shutdown. And here he is today. Hello.
It's not that funny.
that's older. He seems to be older. In a
I mean, no, here's
Kidding, Rand Paul's probably the only person celebrating.
before the shutdown. And look at him today.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
That is at least a good punchline toward the end. You got somewhere.
I didn't until you pointed it out. Glad you did. Thank you. Thank you.
Here's Senator John Ossoff
Oh, my
before the
gosh, there's
shutdown.
more.
Here he is today.
I don't get it.
Still looks good.
I must have missed some context to that.
Here's Cynthia Loomis before the shutdown. Here she is today.
I mean, honestly, I don't even know if there's a difference. These aren't that funny. These are lowbrow jokes.
Finally, here's
He pays people for this?
before the shutdown.
Okay.
And here he is today. There he is. Oh.
I mean, it's not that funny, man. It's not that funny. Anyway, I'm not gonna go much further than that because this is honestly getting pretty. It's getting pretty bad. That was not very funny. It's been a while since I've watched a full thing of Jimmy Fallon. I think I stopped watching him in 2020. That was not very funny. I can't believe he pays writers for that. I mean, that makes my show, because I have a comedy show I do on YouTube, look funny. So thank you, Jimmy Fallon. I feel better about myself. It's not. They weren't mean-spirited jokes, at least. I can say that. That's a positive thing. But they weren't really all that funny. You have a few giggles, but yeah, you're not going to go very far with those. And that kind of humor is very juvenile, I think. You might get a child to laugh at that, but an adult just looks at you like, those people don't look anything like that. I mean, it would have been funnier if you just made the AI make a few weird pictures of these guys and age them that way. You might have gotten a better response. It still wasn't a great joke to start with, but at least it would have looked a little better. Or at least found pictures of them that were very close to the ones you were finding. And go, oh, well, because, I mean, you could find some bad pictures of everybody, but particularly people in public life. They're always somebody with a bad angle. And you go, oh, dang, they really look like that? Yeah, from the bad side, of course. I always have my good side out. It's like this side here, I think. Actually, I think it's this side because I get razor burn on the right side, I think. Yeah, that's probably why. Anyway, what do you guys think? Is Jimmy Fallon going to make it? Is doing a both sides kind of comedy going to work for him? I think eventually it will if he gets some actually good writers and some good jokes going on there. He has the comedic timing and talent for it. I mean, I liked him on SNL. He had some, he's good at scripted work. Let's just say that, and good when he's not live. So maybe he's not going to make it. I was about to say he did great on SNL, but all I remember from his time on SNL is when he would laugh during takes. So maybe he's not that good. I don't know. He does impressions very well. In fact, his Trump impression there, he does a good voice. He's got it pretty close. There are better ones out there. Shane Gillis is probably the best Trump impersonator I see on TV, on YouTube or anywhere really. He's my favorite. And SNL occasionally has good stuff these days. And you won't hear me say it too much, but they had some funny videos last week. I don't watch the political ones because they're very mean-spirited. They don't take any account for anything. You can tell it's not, we wrote the joke first. It's, what can we make fun of about Trump and be political? They're not looking for a joke. They're looking for the message first. And that's when you're not going to find anything that funny. And I refuse to give them credit for any of those things. But they have some non-political jokes that are actually pretty funny, even today. Everyone thinks that their generation's SNL is the best, but in reality, it all pretty much sucks and just have a few occasionally good jokes. That's what it really is. You remember the one good joke they had in 10 years, and that's the one you hold on to, and you go, yeah, they were funny back in the day. I remember that. You can't remember much else, can you? Just that one. I mean, I look back to old SNL from the 80s when they had Eddie Murphy on there. I don't know how they let him go from there. I don't know if they fired him or he just moved on, but they should have kept him as long as possible. But he held the show together, and he actually did have multiple segments of good comedy. Gosh, I'm getting off topic, but dang. White Like Me, look it up on YouTube. In fact, I may do a video on it. It's that funny. White Like Me by SNL is so funny, and it pokes fun at racism in just the best ways. And it's It's just great. I don't want to ruin it. Go check it out. Anyway, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Look at me. I got me a new mic stand. Check it out. Is it working? It might not be. I don't know. I got this from an auction for $5. Yeah. You can't beat that. I almost bought another one, but I didn't have a reason to. I wish I did. I need to make more videos. Anyway, Flake of Floss will be having a new video soon, so check that out, and we'll see you next time. Have a blessed day, everybody.